We should now renovate the HG gas spring model. Please note, use only original KALLER repair kits when servicing and maintaining the HG gas spring. We'll also be using original KALLER tool kits containing all specialized tools needed to service and maintain the gas spring. You'll also need standard workshop tools that are not included in the tool kit. More information on the tools required can be found in our service instructions booklet. To avoid damage to the gas spring, soft jaws should always be used when fixing the gas spring in the vise. Check the gas spring model against the repair kit number to ensure the correct repair kit is used. Place the gas spring in the vise with the bottom plate facing upwards. Begin by discharging the remaining gas pressure. Use an Allen key to remove the protected plug. The special valve tool has two functions. One is to open and discharge the gas pressure. The other to remove or install the valve itself. Carefully open the gas valve with the valve tool and relieve the gas pressure. For safety reasons, never attempt to remove the valve completely until the gas pressure has fully discharged. Tap in the bottom plate to ensure all gas pressure has been discharged. Now, use the opposite end of the valve tool to unscrew the valve. Remove the valve using the needle-nosed pliers from the toolkit. Tap the bottom plate down so as to expose the lock ring. To remove the lock ring, use the universal lock ring tool with mounted tip. Position the tool on the edge of the tube. Grip the end of the lock ring and lift out. Be careful not to let the lock ring fly off. Now, turn the gas spring in order to remove the piston rod assembly. Begin by disassembling the inner and outer piston rods. Remove the inner piston rod seals. Using a screwdriver, remove the inner scraper. Disassemble the O-ring and support ring. Fasten the tube in the vise and remove the scraper and piston rod seal. Discard the used protective plug, valve, lock ring, and all seals. New ones are provided in the repair kit. The tube and piston rods are to be reused and must be cleaned thoroughly. Clean the components thoroughly using a degreasing liquid. Dry using compressed air. Examine the components for scratches or damage that can lead to gas leakage. Pay particular attention to sealing surfaces inside the tube and on the piston rods. Open the repair kit and check the contents against the list contained in the service instructions. Secure the tube in a vise fitted with soft jaws and lubricate the seal groove. Make sure the piston rod seal is correctly positioned with the lip facing downwards. The scraper is mounted with the lip turned upward. Place the inner scraper in the outer piston rod with the lip facing downward. Mount the support ring and the piston rod seal in the outer piston rod. Mount the support ring and the O-ring on the lower portion of the inner piston rod. Lubricate the piston rod seal and scraper in the tube. Turn the tube around and lubricate the inner tube surface. Lubricate all seals. Make sure the scraper groove on the inner piston rod is well lubricated. When assembling the outer piston rod, make sure the inner piston rod is depressed as far as possible, so that the inner scraper snaps into its groove. Turn the piston rod assembly around and position the mounting cone. Push the tube over the piston rods, like this. And then tap the tube down in place using the appropriate sleeve. Fasten the tube in the vise with the bottom up. Tap the bottom down with a sleeve so that the lock ring groove is exposed. Position one of the open ends of the lock ring in the groove and press the lock ring in by hand or using a plastic mallet. Make sure the lock ring is in place. Use compressed air to gently blow into the valve hole to bring the bottom up in line with the tube. To fill this model with oil, we use a syringe. Fill the amount specified in the instruction book. Attach a tube to the syringe in order to fill the gas spring with oil. Push the oil in slowly so that any air in the gas spring cannot push the oil out again. Mount the new valve and use the valve tool to screw in finger tight. Before charging the gas spring, make sure you have the correct gas. Use only nitrogen, N2 gas. Use of other gas can be dangerous. Always use a pressure regulator connected to the nitrogen gas bottle. Make sure the shutoff valve is closed. Ensure the sealing washer is in place and undamaged. Choose the appropriate adapter. Affix and tighten. Open the gas bottle valve and check the pressure gauge on the left to ensure the bottle has enough pressure. Adjust the pressure regulator to the correct level for the gas spring. Make sure the gas spring's max pressure is not exceeded. Max pressure is always stamped on the side of the tube. Mount the charging armature to the gas spring. Check that the evacuation valve is closed. Slowly, open the shutoff valve and wait until the pressure gauge needle stops rising. This is the preset charging pressure. Close the shutoff valve. Open the evacuation valve to dissipate pressure in the armature. The charging armature can now be safely disassembled. Affix the protective plug and tighten. It's important to do this, as the protective plug has a sealing function. The gas spring is now ready for use.